Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm here to do another Mass Makes Monday. So this is following Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah, but I have changed it up from the original a little bit, just because I liked the look of the eyelets along the edge here. So basically, this is what it looks like, and it's a little fold-out writing spot. And in this case, you can write on it front and back, and it folds up nice and flat, really easy to use. Has cool detail on the with the eyelets, and then of course you can write on the back there as well. So yeah, a really simple make, but I think it's really cool, really effective, and look at how flat it is. It's basically just the thickness of the eyelets. You could use brads as well. So yeah, that's what we're going to make today. So I've got my bits and bobs ready. So I'm starting with these textured pieces of paper that my friend Mandy sent me. And I'll just tell you how big they are. So they are, they're about, well, they're just shy of 6 inches widthways, so about 5 3/4 by about an 8 1/4. So they're just bits of textured paper, and yeah, they're all different, and I thought these would make really fun writing spots. I mean, look at that one, that's even got like a bark print. They're slightly textured, but they're not as textured as some of the other pieces that I've got, so I thought they would be, you know, suitable, interesting writing spots. So that's what I'm starting with, and I've got my trusty scoreboard. Okay, so we're going to score at 1 inch, which is where the eyelets are going to go. Whoops. And we're going to score at 4 inches, and then again at 6 1/4, which I believe is here. Now, of course, if you're doing it with a larger piece of paper, you would score in different places. But basically what we're after is one side here that will fold over where we're going to have the eyelets. And then you've got these two pieces which are going to fold in together and then fold over, if I can find where my mark is. And what we're looking for is that the piece that's folded over that is 1 inch wide, I'm hoping you'll be able to see, you'll get a little bit of an overlap where it can tuck under, like a matchbook notebook type thing, but there's plenty of space there for our eyelets. So that's what we're going with. So once again, we'll do 1 inch, 4 inches, and 6 1/4. Of course, the measurements really are just to give you a helping hand if you're starting with the same sized bit of paper. But you know, you could do this with A4 sheets. You would just fold them and score them in slightly different places. But as I say, just as long as you've got that overlap, then it will fold up nicely and tuck away nicely. And last one, so we go inch, 4 inches, and 6 1/4. But yeah, I thought this would be a really good use for these textured papers. They feel really nice, I have to say. Okay, that's that. Lovely. Okay, so we're now just going to give everything a nice little bone folded down, just to make sure everything's nice and flat. Because that's one of the reasons I absolutely love this idea, is how flat they actually fold up. Very cool. I'm easily impressed though. Of course, you know, if you don't have these cool textured papers, then you could just do it with regular copy paper. I did think about doing it with that, but then I found these in my stash and thought, oh brilliant, that's a really good use for them. So I thought, why not? Just making sure everything's, you know, relatively straight and where it's supposed to be. Okay, so this project uses some of our cardstock scraps. So what I've been doing is I've cut these just shy of an inch across, and I've also cut them just slightly shorter than my bits of paper so that I can give them a little bit of a border. Don't know if you'll be able to see, but I just prefer that kind of look. So yeah, this is a great way to use up some of your scraps as well, just for a bit of decoration. Fingers crossed my glue is playing ball today. And we're going to use some eyelets, we're going to use some stamps as well. Of course you could use fussy cuts or stickers, you don't have to use stamps. I've gone down the stamp route. I just pop that on there so you can see my mushroom. Because like I said, one of the reasons I love these is because of how flat they are. So I thought that way what's it called? Yeah, the stamps would add to the flatness. Add to the flatness? That's not very good English, but you know what I mean. It doesn't add any bulk. And doesn't take away from the writing spots as well, because, you know, I wanted it to be that you could write on these front and back if you want to, you know, which is why I went with the plain paper rather than cardstock the whole way round. And yeah, these are just Tim Holtz scraps that I had in my stash of bits and bobs. As I say, I've just... Yeah, I kept the scraps plain as well, just to make it easy, less waste, because I didn't have to worry about cutting through, you know, words or animals or anything. And, you know, because they can go any which way, any direction. Non-directional is what I've used. And, yeah, just some scraps left over from everything else we've been doing. And I just think that just adds a little bit of interest to the front. And it kind of looks a little bit like an envelope, which I like as well. Okay, so eyelets. Right, so I'm going to need 6 eyelets. So I'm just going to rifle through here because I want ideally some nice brown or brass ones. Okay, so I'm going to punch the holes. And we want to punch it, if you open it up, and you want to punch right the way through to the very back, because that is what's keeping this part closed. I think in Tina's original tutorial, she added glue here instead of the eyelets, which you could absolutely do. There's, you know, it works perfectly fine as a method. The only reason I've gone with eyelets is because I really liked the look that it gave it. I thought it, you know, it gave it a little bit of interest on the front as part of a decoration. So I'll get all my holes done first. Just, if you are going to do it this way, make sure you don't get your actual writing spot caught underneath your punching holes or eyelets or anything. You want that out of the way. And just trying to think if there's anything else I should say at this point. See, I'm using my crocodile to get me the holes in the right place so they're level, but you could do it by eye. And I think I already said, but just in case I didn't, you could do this with brads. That was my original thought, that I would do it with brads. And and then I found my eyelets and thought, well, actually, I felt like maybe that would give it another kind of look as well. Interest all around, really. Okay, and then we're going to put the eyelets all the way through, and as I say, that's just keeping this pocket part closed. I have to be careful with my crocodile because half the time it doesn't like me. Oops. There we go. I just like to, you know, with these mask makes, just get all of the steps done at the same time. Makes things a little bit more efficient / quicker, even if it's not terribly thrilling to watch on video. Someone doing the same movement over and over again, but when you're doing it, you know, on your end at home, you can really get into a little groove. Okay, so that's the last eyelet. So now I just want to run and grab my stamps. All set with my mushroom stamps. This is the set I've got. It's just a cheapy set that I got from one of the, you know, various craft hauls that I've done. I'm sure I did an unboxing on video in case anyone wants to look back on where I might have gotten them. I'm afraid I can't quite remember. I'm just going to do a mushroom on the front. This is where I always get nervous because the thing with stamping, and probably the reason that I don't use them too much, is if the stamping goes wrong, it's very difficult to rectify it unless you've got one of those, you know, fancy stamping platform machine things to get it in the right place, like the same place if you have to redo it. But I've been doing okay with these stamps at least, so happy with that. And I know I'm being a little bit boring doing the same stamps across the board, but again, you know, it is a mass make. It just makes things a little bit easier. And I'm using Memento ink in Espresso, is it Espresso Truffle? Yeah, Espresso Truffle. It's quite a dark brown, and it's actually more like a black actually, which I didn't expect when I first bought it. I wanted a dark brown, but I'll use this until it runs out, you know. Of course, you could do this with fussy cuts and stickers. I don't have stamps. Like I said, I just liked the idea of, you know, giving it a, keeping with the flat, less bulk kind of idea. So I have missed the stamp a little bit, so I might go over it with a pen if I can do this neatly. Like I said, I don't have one of those fancy platforms, so I just kind of will fill in bits where it's noticeably, you know, I've noticeably missed some. So feel free to speed me up. I can't speed draw, unfortunately. As I say, it's not perfect, but it doesn't bother me to have stuff like that happening. So that's that. We should be, I'll wait for the pen to dry a little bit more before I close it up. So then, actually I will close it up because I want to see where I'm putting these labels. Because I thought just a little label on it. I don't think it's necessary, but I think it just adds a little bit more interest to the front. Could even actually do it up the top. Yeah, let's do it up the top. That would be fun because these ones are date labels. So So let's do that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. Simplest mass make ever. If I had more textured papers, I would have done more than the 4. But yeah, I don't have any more textured papers, so that's that. But yeah, as I say, it would work just as well with you know, stickers, fussy cuts, anything you got really. Of course, you could decorate them up differently. I did think to have, you know, big die cuts or fussy cuts or big stickers up the front. But as I say, I liked the idea of being able to write on it both sides, which is why I just went for the little stamp in the corner. Because then, you know, you can do all of this writing on the back, and the, you know, the mushrooms are not getting in the way too much. Yeah, I like these. They look like little official, like, document file type things, like, you know, envelope style. Yeah, kind of cool. I like them. So yeah, this was a fab idea, wasn't it? As I say, I did change it up a little bit from the original, where I added the eyelets and that. But yeah, I will definitely do these again. And I like it with the textured paper because it just adds a lot of interest. But it would work just as well with, you know, tea-dyed paper, copy paper, that kind of thing. And that was my original one. So that is that. I can't believe it. Quickest video ever. So yeah, that's all it is. It's just like so. And then I got a little bit of ink in the corner, so I'll probably just ink around it with, you know, my dauber. You know, because my stamping is not the best, but it'll do. And then, as I say, you can open it up. Got all of this writing space there, all of the writing space at the back. And then even, you know, what have I got? I've got something. You know, you could even tuck something in the pocket. There's enough room, you know, if you had like a little tickets or little card in there. That would work just fine too. Obviously it's not completely closed up as a pocket, it is just like a little tuck thing, but you know, you could use that if you wanted to. So I hope you like the idea. I hope you're itching to give this a go because I think they're fab. I'll definitely make these again. Yeah, really quick, really simple to do, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing my little go attempt at it. So as I say, this was Tina's Mass Makes fold out writing spots. I want to say we're on week 17/117. But yeah, I have done mine differently with these eyelets, but I think it looks really cool. And you know, you could even add like a little charm there maybe. You know, if you had a charm hanging down, that would be cool too. You know, there are ways to, you know, do this differently and add to it and do your own thing. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like them, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye for now. Have a lovely rest of your week. Well, have a lovely week. I mean, we're only on Monday. So have a lovely week and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye for now.